Okay, so I thought this should be a really interesting video just to flick on when I'm doing it, because right now what I'm doing is I have my 7 agents that are very operational inside of Buzz, but what I want to do is I want to make 2 specific, even more specific agents for creating Amazon assets, e-commerce assets, but I wanted it to be one is going to generate it, and then the workflow is going to kick off to another one that's going to review it to make sure it makes sense. Even though the skills I have in Codex have a quality control, I want the second layer of watching over it. So what I did is I went over here and I told Doom, who's my main orchestrator, hey, this is what I want to do. And it told me very clearly over here, hey, 2 seats, Marvel, paste ready. Mysterio is the producer, and Uatu, who's the Watcher, for review, right? So I said, give me the instructions very specific in detail for building this inside of Buzz. So the first thing we're going to do is Mysterio over here, and we're going to, everything is enabled in my system right now for Grok, because Grok is just insane. But for this specific one, because they are Codex skills, I'm going to enable him as Codex. So I'm going to copy the instructions. I'm going to go to Agent. I'm going to create an agent right here, paste the instructions right here, just review them. So it's going to go over here, this. So it gives it the skills over here of exactly what we're doing. This does not need to be there. Okay. And the scope in, out, how you work, parse the request, all this kind of stuff. Mandatory handoff to Uatu. Work is not done until Uatu is tagged, right? So it's going to do this, that, and the third. Beautiful, wonderful, perfect. So now we're going to say Mysterio. And what I'm going to do is go and grab a Mysterio comic face. And I'm going to grab Mysterio. I don't know, I'm very dead set on making everything. Well, that's not it. It all has to fit the vibe, right? So here we'll grab this for Mysterio, come back into Buzz, give Mysterio his face because he is mysterious. And we got Mysterio. Cool. Now we're not gonna put it on Grok, and we're not gonna put it on Claude Code. We're putting Mysterio on Codex, and we're putting him on Codex Soul, 5.6 Soul, and we're gonna create him. And whatever. Cool. So now Mysterio is now added to the squad. I'm not gonna add him to other things because it's just him. I need him just to be him right now. So I'm gonna go back into my message with Doom because I need to go over here and grab Uatu. Okay, grab this over here. Now it did recommend I put Uatu as Sonnet or Opus for critical review. 4.0 is solid. Codex is fine. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna put the Watcher Uatu on Fable. Who knows? So let's go over here. I'm gonna create an agent. Uatu the Watcher. Okay. And we're going to put this in over here. Your Uatu, principal, scope, in, out, only act when you're mentioned, review all this kind of stuff. Anything doesn't look good, you have to check it. On pass, tag these people. On fail, tag Mysterio to revise. Perfect. On blocked, all this kind of stuff. Wonderful. So now let's grab Uatu the Watcher. And we're going to grab, I kind of like this one of him. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to grab this one for Uatu. It's a fun word to say. My dog is dreaming behind me. Okay, so we got Uatu the Watcher. He's doing his thing watching. And we're going to make this one Claude Code, but we're going to put this on Fable. Okay, and create. Okay, that's done. So now we have the Watcher on Fable to review, and then we have Mysterio to actually do. So now let me go and build out. Well, actually, I'll build out another channel called Creative, right? So I'll create a new channel called Creative Work, and I'm going to put this as private and create it. Now in here, I'm going to go and I'm going to add Dr. Doom because that's my main guy. I'm going to add Uatu the Watcher, and I'm going to add Mysterio. Okay, so I now have the people who need to be in here. So I'm going to say to Mysterio, I want you to generate a premium A+ 1 pager for the following item. Okay, and then I'm going to just go to Amazon. I'm going to go to goalie. That's just like my go-to for this kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use the same process for grabbing the assets when I'm actually running the skill in Codex. So what I do is I just give it the bottle shot and the URL, and I'm going to send it. So immediately you're going to see reaction and text bubble for Mysterio. So that means he's going to get it and he's going to work on it. This takes a couple minutes. It's not 1, 2, 3 because it's creating a full premium A+ content for a listing, right? So essentially, right, what's going to happen is one of two things. Mysterio is going to reply back, hey, I'm working on it right away, or he's going to reply back only when it's done. But when he replies back, the output is going to be like, okay, Uatu the Watcher, review it. And then that's when Fable's going to kick off, because that's what the Watcher is, and he's going to review it. And then and only then will I say that that's good enough and considered done, right? So while this is running, I think it's really important, again, to say most of the stuff that I'm running for most of my agents, they are on Grok 4.5 because I could technically run this skill without Codex and without Claude Code because Grok does images too, but it's just a little bit better on Codex right now, right? So now we have a reply over here. Mysterio, building the goalie A+ package now, live fact check, product fidelity gate, mobile masters, exact 5 segments report, export, then Uatu QC. So he already told me exactly what he's doing. So I thought it would be something where I would have to wait for the final output, but now it's clear that Mysterio got the task and that he's working on it. And then when it generates and when it comes back, it's going to not go to me. It's going to go to the Watcher, who's Fable, to make sure that it's good. And if there are any changes that have to be made, the Watcher is going to tell Mysterio, fix this. And then Mysterio is going to be like, cool, let me go and fix it. And then he's going to give it back to the Watcher, and the Watcher is going to look at it and be like, okay, it's good, and then give it to me. And I think that most people that are using OpenClaw or Hermes, and I've used it too, it's the UI and interface. You have to get going. There's terminals. There's all these kind of things you have to get going to get up and running. Then using it, through like Telegram and WhatsApp, it's not always so out of the box easy. This, for a lot of folks, is very native feeling because this essentially feels like Slack. So for this, I'm used to that, right? So now I enjoy the fact that I can come over here into this channel now and I could just dump a bunch of stuff that I need done and walk away and know that it's being done, number one, and number two, it's being QC'd through Fable, because that's really where I've used Fable, not to really do stuff, but for planning and review. So if there's something wrong or planning beforehand, and right now with the Grok 4.5 plan that I'm on, the 300 Grok Heavy, Super Grok, whatever you want to call it, I have not been using my Claude account at all, really. So I am on the $100 plan, so I might as well use Fable as an agent for double checking stuff, right? So I can leave this and it's going to be working. But I just think fundamentally, people need to really use this because you're already paying for these plans. Make it not so transactional. Transactional AI is like, let me ask this chatbot, it's going to tell me this, I'm going to do that. Or I'm going to set up an automation, this. These things are all going to start talking to each other and doing things, right? So like when I was in like War Council, like everyone inside of here, that one example that I had, they're all talking to each other, right? They're all chiming in and doing things and assigning things out. So Dr. Doom will assign something to Kingpin without me asking. And Kingpin will do something and give it back to Dr. Doom. He'll check it to make sure that it's good before passing it to somebody else. So these things are all being done, and that's truly what the allure is of like Hermes agent and stuff like that. But a lot of people have a hard time paying the API tokens. But this really, because I've done it before with Paperclip, and I've used my plan for a little bit. But I know for a fact if I use Claude Code on all my agents, it's not going to be as fast. And it's also going to suck up my limits, which I don't want, right? So you can see here, it's still running. But I will say while that runs, there is the forums aspect of it is interesting, because the forums, and I'll just do this over here. So I could just say tester forum, right? And I'll make it public, doesn't matter. I'm still trying to learn what the difference is with this, right? So like a forum, I can make a post over here. It says, this is a post, or Passat. But I have yet to be able to, like, I can bring in an agent in here, but for whatever reason, I don't know why, it doesn't work good. So you can't add, so I can add Dr. Doom, right? But if I go over here and I say, Dr. Doom, what do you think of this? It's not a message in a channel, so I don't get any reaction that Doom is doing anything. And I don't think he's actually working on anything or going to reply. So I'm not sure the point of what forums truly is. Maybe it has nothing to do with agents, because even if I do something over here and like say, Dr. Doom, make me a post that is cool. I don't know, just talking nonsense. So I could send this, right? But still, I'm in the back end. Doom hasn't replied to this. And if I look at this one over here, it's not replying to this. So in a way, this is probably more for humans and not so much for the AI agents to kind of do anything on. You know, with Buzz communities, you know, you can open this up and you can lock things and, you know, invite only and all that kind of stuff. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way for me to utilize this. I haven't figured it out just yet, because, you know, what's the difference between a forum and a channel? At least in a channel, I can bring in my agent to a request with something. I don't know. We'll, I guess, find out soon enough. But let me see if there's any updates. I'm on the latest version. So you can see here it's going to work. And again, it's not 1, 2, 3 kind of thing, because it's building out a complete one-pager for desktop, but then also for mobile. So it ran the tool. You can see at the bottom over here, it's going to say like what it's doing and what skills it's using. Usually this skill takes about a little under 10 minutes to be fully done with the quality control, because it does have internal built-in quality control. So technically I could, I would almost want to see, but I don't want to waste time over here. I would almost want to see how much quicker it would be with the Grok model for the image generation as opposed to the Codex model, because Codex is taking longer with it, right? If I was to just, I could easily go and swap out Mysterio's model to Grok at the end of it. Obviously, I wouldn't do that in the middle of this, but I just really want to see that flow, right? Speaking of flows, there are workflows in here. I have no idea what's going on with them, because I went in here and I created a workflow, and for whatever reason, it doesn't save. It doesn't say DM private what it truly is, like who that belongs to. You know, I have it in the sandbox over here. I could show you. I could just have tester. What does it do? Recognizes a reply with an emoji. So workflow is enabled. when a message is posted and it contains frogs are cool, then I want to add a step, and I don't want to do a delay. I'll just say add a reaction, and I want the reaction to be, I don't know, thumbs up, right? And I create it. Maybe it's working now. I don't know. It wasn't working before. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. So I created like 3 of them, and I don't know where they go. So again, some stuff like the projects over here are supposed to be for GitHub stuff. I've yet to figure out how to pull that in. All cool stuff that'll probably get updated in the future as it goes, which I'm not mad at, because even if I just used it for this, I'm fine with it. But again, there's nothing in here. So I can go and ask Dr. Doom. I can be like, hey, take a screenshot and be like, hey, you. I tagged you on this forum post. Are you not able to reply or action on things in forums? So you can see icons and he's typing, which I like. I like to know that they got it and they're working on it. So, troubleshoot the tool with the tool. So I'm going over here and I'm saying, okay, cool. Like, why are you not able to see this? Because as cool as Buzz is, there's no real support or documentation that I could see. Maybe I have to go through the GitHub repo for something like that, which I haven't done yet, but on their website, it's not too much. But yeah, I'm just asking Doom. He's probably going to say, you don't have me added to there, but I do have him added over here where it's like this. It does say waking. A little weird, because he should already be awake. So you can see I got a reply from Doom that, okay, yes, I got Wyatt look dead. Comment, I am a member. What failed is awake delivery. Forums use different kinds. Desktop must be running, same as chat. One session might not drain action. This until forum auto wake is rock solid. If I go silent, either retag me or next step. Okay, so there's something with Buzz like not recognizing the auto wake for them, so they can see it, right? So I say this is a post. Dr. Doom, what do you think of this? What do I think of it? So they're able to come in here. So this does make more sense now. It's just not 100% working. So I was like, make me a post that's cool. So he went over here and he made his own post. And it's like, hey, this, and he signed it Doom. It's kind of cool. So you can see it's still taking a while. I really don't want this video to go so long. But I think I like watching these kind of videos where people are actually working and doing things and not hyper edited and jump cuts and all this kind of stuff. So my videos are always typically pretty long. But I just want to see what it's going to do. I think it's on the mobile version right now. So I can go and see. So desktop master is clean. Mobile pass is visually strong, but too wide. So yeah, so it went through and made the desktop one. And now it's just making the mobile one. So you can always pop in and see like what the activity is on it. But the main reason why I'm making this video so long is because I want you to see the process of how I used Grok 4.5 with Buzz to make more agents in Buzz and then have that handoff, right? So I'm not going to make the whole video the final version, but I just want to see what the output comes out of Mysterio and how he tags the Watcher for the Watcher to then kick off, right? So let's see. But yeah, the forum thing is pretty cool. I just want it to work. And then there's inbox, right? So inbox is like, hey, I can just see at a high level anything I missed for this kind of thing. But for right now, I'm just going to delete the forum until it's ready to go. So you see, most folks will be like, wow, 13 minutes to make A+ content for Amazon. That's taking a while even for AI. It's really good A+ content, I think, right? I've spent a long time making the skills for this. So, yeah, I don't care. I don't care if it takes time. Because remember, I can fire off like 10 of these, walk away, and come back to the computer, and it's done, right? So always think agentic. So it's thinking. So usually the mobile version is where it gets hung up a lot, because the sizing is trying to shrink down the aspect ratio, and all that kind of stuff. But this is turning into a half-an-hour video. So this is basically like a sitcom. Not as funny, though. So I'm going to stop right here. I didn't know I have a pause button. I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to come back when it's done. All right, so I finally did it. It finally came back and said, after like 16 minutes, Watcher, creative, ready for gate. Skill is this, product is this, client is this, run folder is here, files are here, request, pass, fail, assumption, risk, lock to this, claims, so blah, 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 beep, blah, 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 blah. I will say, when you do Buzz, you can actually see in your tool, especially with Codex, it opens up a conversation. The conversation was done in Codex with the output 3 minutes before it landed to the Watcher over here. So, yeah, I was just able to see that. So, generated and packaged. Uatu is now requested, this, that, and the third. So now, Uatu is running on Fable and is going to go and quality control that. So I'll pause right there now that I found the pause button until Uatu comes back. Oh, it's getting good. The Watcher came back and said fail. Punch list. Mobile one pager. The padding is flat, but the generated frames are this. Everything else held. All 12 are good. Product fidelity matches. Non-blocking notes. Desktop final is this. Upscale of this. Disclosed no 2x claims. Do not regenerate beyond punch list. Rehand to Uatu when done. So, really cool. Because now Fable said, it's not good enough. Mysterio, fix it. So now Mysterio saw that and is working on it and is going to go back in and based on the Watcher, who's Fable, recommendations, is going to fix it. So I'll leave it at that. But I think it's really cool. I think it's interesting. I think there's ways to use this outside the box. And when I look at my usage for Codex, and I'm only sharing this screen, so you might not be able to see this, but when I'm sharing my usage from Codex, I barely used 5% on that one, 4 to 5%. And in terms of, what was the other one? Fable, I would say 1%. So just really, really cool. Let me know what you guys think. Sorry for the long video. See you on the next time I try to do this. I found the pause button. I can keep them shorter now.